I'm Ann Simmons, reporting from the newsroom of the Los Angeles Times. After weeks of failed negotiations, the US government shut down on Tuesday for the first time in 17 years. Republicans and Democrats blame each other for the impasse, and there is little indication of a compromise in sight. Meanwhile, thousands of federal civilian workers have been furloughed and will likely have to endure a very long wait for the end to the stalemate. Joining me to discuss the implications of the government shutdown is Times staff writer Kathleen Hennessy. Hello, Kathleen.
Hi, Ann. Nice to be here.
Tell me, Kathleen, first of all, how did we get to this particular juncture, and could this crisis have been avoided?
Well, we got here because the government has been operating on these short-term spending bills. So that requires Congress to continue to renew funding in order to keep things up and running and keep the lights on. We got to a point on October 1st when Republicans in the House and Democrats who lead the Senate could not agree on that bill, and so the government ran out of funding. The White House would argue, and Democrats argue, that we got here because House Republicans were trying to attach these other measures onto the spending bill, namely a series of amendments that would have gut or defund or dismantle pieces of the healthcare law. And the White House and Democrats are not going to agree to do that. So they were rejecting those bills, and Monday night it all came to a stop, and here we are.
So tell us, who exactly is impacted by this shutdown? Federal workers?
It's primarily federal workers, not all federal workers. About 800,000 is the total of workers who have been sent home. There are more folks who have been deemed essential or exempted from the rule or from the order, and those folks remain on public safety, border patrol, active duty military. All of those folks are still getting paid and showing up for work. So, the clearest way to see the impact of the shutdown is to try to go to a national park. All the national parks are closed. Other agencies, parts of a small business association, folks that give out loans to small businesses, some of those things are on hold. Passports are not being processed at the moment. So the impacts are, the effects are there, although you do have to do a little bit of digging at the moment.
So where do we go from here, Kathleen? How does this situation move forward, and how long is this shutdown likely to last?
It's likely to last. I think the conventional wisdom in Washington is that it's looking at days, possibly weeks. I think most people, the president has cut a trip he was planning to take next week to Asia. He shortened it, so certainly the White House is anticipating that it may still be going on next week. I think the White House would argue that the way that you stop this is the Republicans passed what they call a clean CR, a bill to reopen the government, and everything returns to normal.
Right.
Until Republicans agree on a next step, I think we're in a holding pattern.
Well, Kathleen, thank you so much for your insight.
Thank you very much, Ann. I appreciate it.
For more on this story and others, please visit latimes.com.